I mean, I met you at RecFest this year, and are you still continuing to do some speaking? Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah, I am. I've had a couple opportunities since RecFest to meet either in person or virtually, do a couple of webinars talking a lot about candidate use of AI in the hiring process right now. That's a really hot topic that people are starting to think about as candidates are getting more creative with their use of AI.
So I've been writing about this a little bit, and what I'm seeing with AI is the promise is great for hiring managers in terms of getting through the massive amount of applications that you have. Like, let's say you post something on Splunk now, and I find it on LinkedIn, I'll immediately see that 1,000 people already applied for it. Now, as a hiring manager, that's got to be crazy. Now, on the other side, candidates to stand out can use AI to kind of tailor themselves to that job description. How do you find that nice balance in between so that you're not still stuck with 1,000 people that you don't really know what their background is?
Yeah, it goes both ways. Candidates want to use it, and companies want to use it as well. And I think both need to use it transparently and both need to use it ethically. Organizations should be transparent with candidates about how we are using AI in the process. And we also need to be transparent with our candidates about how we expect them to use AI or not use AI in our hiring processes. So, we'll tell candidates they can absolutely use it on their resumes to check for spell check and clarity of writing and that sort of thing. But if they're in a coding test, they can't copy and paste code and represent that as their own true capabilities.
Yeah, I think that's stepping over a line. So, like, if you are, let's say you're talking to like the next generation that's kind of coming out of college, do you have like any advice for them for what they should be doing in terms of finding their career and what they love to do?
I would absolutely say skills are transferable. So that was a big thing for me. I After I left that small defense contracting company, I went to Deloitte Consulting, and I consulted in the intelligence community for about 5 years. Um, and then I had the opportunity to interview with an assessment vendor. And I had, at that point in time, I had designed competency based performance management systems and professional development systems, but I had not worked in selection and assessment yet. But when we were in the interview process, we were talking about, have you run job analyses? Yes, of course. Stakeholder management? Yes, of course. Change management? Yes, of course. These are all really transferable skills. So although I had not done the specific work in selection and assessment, I had the skills that could transfer to a new environment, and the hiring manager saw that. And the other parts of the job could be trained upon. So focusing on skills that you can develop, even if maybe the job isn't exactly what you think is what you want to do forever, finding opportunities to develop skills and looking at the job from that side and keeping an open mind, I think is really important. And then highlighting those skills, what you've learned and what you've developed in throughout your career and on that last job, putting that on your resume, highlighting those, I think is really critical. That's
I love this because I feel like you're speaking to me because I've been in the HR tech space for a little over a decade, and I fell into analyst relations. I've been doing analyst relations for, past exclusively for the past like 3 years, but I have a ton of other skills too.